All right, everyone, welcome to the first live workout that I'm going to be doing. So my plan here is once a week to do a live stream of my workouts. So today's going to be a chest day, and do next week either back or legs, and then the next week either back or legs, depending on what I do. And then after that, we'll start over. So I haven't seen anyone doing any kind of live stream bodybuilding type workouts like this. So I figured I'll start doing it instead of trying to sell workout programs. I'll just show you what I'm doing, because I get a lot of people that ask, hey, what kind of workouts do you do? So this will be your way to see. It'll be my way of tracking my own progress over the next year or so, seeing what I can do. So if you have questions throughout it, you can post them in the, stay down, there's a cat. You can post them in the questions, and I will, between sets when I'm resting, answer questions that you have. I would suggest, I just got done doing a walk, so doing some kind of cardio, 5 to 10 minutes before you start. Nothing hard, just to warm your body up. And rather than stretching, if your muscles are cold already, stretching cold muscles isn't really going to do a whole lot, and you could actually hurt yourself. What I do is just start out with the exercise I'm doing. So I'm starting out with flat bench here, barbell. You can use dumbbells if you want. I just prefer the barbells because you can load it up a little more. So doing 20 sets or 20 reps for the first set with lightweight, something you could easily do another 10 reps or so, just to get into the motion, warm up your muscles before we start moving up in weight. And my workouts usually take about an hour, maybe 5-10 minutes over that. So feel free to follow along if you want, or if you're watching the replay, I'm going to have all the numbers for what I'm doing today in the description. I have some now for what were my numbers last time, and I'm going to update those once this is over. So we're going to get straight into it, and let's get swole. So what I'm doing right now is 105 pounds for my warm-up, and you don't have to do the weights I'm doing. Obviously, do what makes sense for you, whether that's more or less. Go. So we're gonna rest a couple minutes after that. Then we're gonna move up the weight. Do it. Are you kidding me? Stop it! I gotta watch out for cats. I guess they think I'm in the computer. But anyways, so next we're gonna move up the weight till doing 15 reps for this on something you could do another 5 reps or so. And the important thing throughout this is you want to keep good form on everything you're doing. Because you start doing bad form, you're going to get yourself hurt. Then you're not going to be able to work out for a while. I'm going to go grab a chair real quick to put my computer on, because I don't want that cat knocking my computer over. All right, here we go. YouTube won't let you live stream from a mobile device until you have 1,000 subscribers, so we're stuck using the computer right now. There we go. So now in this set, I've got 135, going for 15 reps. Same thing, just keeping good form, nice and smooth. Hold on. What, honey?
Can I change and then turn?
Yes. Go change. Put those away when you're done. All right, so that's 15. Now, we're moving up to the harder sets. So in this next set, the goal is to get between 10 and 12 reps. I'm moving up to 180 pounds for this on me. I've been stuck on this weight for a few weeks. Now that'll happen when you're working out, you hit plateaus. You just do what you can. I was stuck on 170 for a while. Then all of a sudden, I was able to do a ton of reps and I moved up through 175 really quick, and now I've been stuck on this 180 for a couple weeks. So the big thing is to just keep pushing hard through it. You can't improve every single time, but you do the best you can. So 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 80. So we're shooting for 10 to 12 reps on this. And the way I do this is, like, I've been getting 10 reps on this lately. And we're in my garage, it's my home gym, so you can hear cars going by. But do 10 reps as many as I can, really, until I can get to 12. Once I get 12, then I'll move up the next time 5 pounds and then shoot for at least 10. Once I get to 12 with that one, then move up the weight. So progressive overload, pushing harder than last time, that's the main thing to growing. And don't worry about what other people are lifting. Just do what you can do. That's the big thing here with working out. Don't ego lift because you're going to get hurt. And as far as bench pressing technique, I have a video. I'll link that as well. So you can, if you want tips on it, or you might say, hey, you're not going all the way to your chest. I've had shoulder issues in the past, and stopping just above, a fist or so above my chest really helps my shoulders from hurting. So you want to stay safe while you're doing this and not get any injuries, because then if I hurt my shoulder, I'm going to be out and not be able to do anything. I don't have my spotter today, so I'm not going to push all the way to failure, but I have a pretty good idea of what I can do. So tilt this down a little more. I'm just going to do the best I can. When I know I can't do another rep, I'm going to rack it. All right. So I only got 10 that time. So still stuck on this one, but no worries, I pushed through it, did what I could. I may have tried another one if I had someone spot me, but I knew if I did another one, that bar would be stuck in my chest and have to roll it off. So I got 10 reps. That's the minimum of what I wanted. Remember, it's not so much you're shooting for a number. I just got to get this out because you want to not just shoot through the reps fast, because I could do it if I did it fast like that. But you want to make sure you have good form and time under tension, and just controlling it, really working your muscles and making sure you're getting good contractions on those. So what we're going to do now is drop the weight by 10%. So I'm going down to 165 this time and try to hit at least the same amount up to 15 reps, which If I got 15, I'd be impressed. But pretty much all out, so they can't do anymore again. And these can be a little bit faster, but still not just throwing them up like crazy. And rest times, you want to make sure you're giving yourself enough rest to actually recover. If you're only resting a minute between these sets when you're doing hard ones to failure, then you're not really giving yourself enough, enough recovery to be able to push that weight again. Like I used to do the 5 sets of 5 a few years ago. And if you can do a certain weight 5 times and then get it 5 times again and then again for 5 sets, then those first 3 or 4 sets, you weren't really pushing that hard because you're holding back. If you really went all out 5 sets or 5 reps, you probably wouldn't be able to get that again the next set. So what I do is work up to 1 hard set. That was it right there. Now I'm backing off 10%, trying to hit that number again or more. And after that, we're going to move on to the next thing. So here we're shooting for 12 up to 15 reps, but basically once again to failure. Give it a little extra time. As far as resting, like a 6-to-1 work to rest ratio. So if it took you 30 seconds to do your set, then that's up to 3 minutes of rest. Let's turn this fridge off. It's kind of loud. But yeah, so if you did a minute, then that'd be up to 6 minutes of rest. So it seems like you'd be sitting around a lot, but when you're really focusing and trying to push hard, you want to make sure you have the energy you can to actually push hard on each set. All right. Oh, so there, got 11. I was hoping for 12, but you do what you can. Once again, I've had my spotter. Probably would have tried one more, but once again, you got to make sure you stay safe, especially when you're by yourself and you're lifting weight over you. You don't want to completely go to failure to where you're stuck. So now we're going to strip this, moving on to an incline press. For this, my bench here, I can do 10 degrees or 20 degrees and 35 degrees. I don't want to go as steep as 35 degrees. Most benches are somewhere between that and the 30 range. So we're going to be doing overhead presses as well. So I'm going to have my bench at 20 degrees. So depending on how inclined you have it, it'll be more difficult. Once again, do what you can, do what makes sense, don't do too much weight. So this first set, doing 115 for 15 reps. I'll jump on my computer again. It's windy today. This wind keeps shooting on through here. I'll give it another minute or so of rest. But once again, if you've got any questions, post them in the comments there, in the chat. I'll try to answer stuff between sets here. So we're starting out with the flat bench, working your overall chest, doing a little bit of an incline, and doing a little more of your upper chest. Some other options for this, if you want, you can just do, if you got any kind of machines, if you're at a gym, you can do some kind of chest press. It doesn't have to be more bench pressing like this, but since I'm here, this is all I have to work with. So that's what I'm doing. But obviously, if you're working out at a gym, then you've got other options. You can go with that. So, like an incline chest press or something like that. But this set, once again, we're doing 15 reps for this first one, where you could do another 3 to 5 reps or so at the end of the set. Once again, we're going to control the weight the entire time. It's feeling a little tougher today than usual. That's one thing to keep in mind too. If you want to keep track of your progress, so each time you go to the gym, you can know what you did last time and then try to push harder, get more reps or more weight. And otherwise, you'll just be going to the gym and kind of going through the motions, throwing some weight on, doing a little bit of work. You want to be intentional with what you're doing. But also, you got to keep in mind, okay, that set felt harder, but I'm only getting the same as I did last time, or maybe even less than last time. You got to think of, okay, well, what could have caused that? Have you not gotten a lot of sleep lately? Because that can really affect what you can do if your body's fatigued overall. If you're training nonstop and not getting enough rest in between, which isn't the case most of the time, but it can happen. But how you can track your progress, you keep that up there. And by trying harder than last time, that's either try to get another rep with whatever weight you did last time, or if you get to a certain range, like we said, that 10 to 12 range, you get to the top of it, add some more weight the next time, and just keep continually making it more and more difficult. Because you have to give your muscles some kind of stimulus to grow, or else nothing's going to happen. All right, so this set, we're shooting for 12 reps. I think I'm adequately warm now. Don't need this anymore. So shooting for 12 on this one. I'm using 135 now. And just to show you, I don't lift a ton of weight, but if you use good form, control the weight, do good reps, you'll have results from that. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm definitely having a tougher time today. That felt pretty heavy. Like last time I got 12 reps of that, I only got 11 this time. So once again, fatigue level. If you're stressed out, just whatever's been going on, it can affect you. But also don't get discouraged if you do fewer reps than last time. If you push as hard as you can, and that's it, well, then good, you pushed as hard as you can. I'm still gonna up the weight for this last set. Goal is to get at least 10 on this, 10 to 12. And these reps, we're not gonna really pause at all. Just gonna push through it a little bit faster pace. And then do one more set after this, 10% less weight. I'm gonna get a little extra rest on this one to try to make sure I can actually do something here. That definitely felt heavier than last time. But once again, it can be easy to get discouraged by not getting as many reps as last time, but just push as hard as you can. And if you're pushing yourself as hard as you can, then you're working your muscles the best that you can. Remember, they're just numbers. It's just a way of tracking what you're doing and to make sure you are pushing hard. About one more minute. So I'm gonna do this 145 and then drop it down to 130 for the last set. And if y'all are new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe. We're gonna have a lot of good educational stuff. We just started at the beginning of this month. I've been working out since I was, I don't know, in my early teens with my dad. So we're gonna have a lot of good stuff here. Let me know where you're from too. If you're watching somewhere else in the world or somewhere in the US, let me know what state you're in or what country. It'd be cool to see who all is watching. All right, see if we can blast through this set. That wind is strong today. Oh man, that is discouraging for sure. Because see, last time, what did I get on that? 11? That was only 8. But you know, do what you can. It almost makes you want to not do the next set, but still want to push hard here. So I'm gonna drop it to 130. Do one more set. Just about to failure. All right. But if you are following along, let me know what numbers you're getting. It'd be cool to see what everyone's doing here. And, you know, just a cool way to keep track of progress, helping each other out. After this, we're gonna be doing overhead presses and then moving on to a 3 exercise circuit, doing 3 rounds of it. And definitely, if you don't have a watch or something, make sure there's a clock you can look at to keep track of your rest, your work rest cycles. I've done 13 reps with this 130 before. I don't think I'm gonna make it today, but I'm still gonna push as hard as I can, so that's what it's all about. All right, 11. That's not too bad, within 2 reps of last time. So, done with that. Gonna move on to overhead presses now. Oops, wrong place. You might ask, hey, why are you doing so few reps? Or why not do fewer reps with heavier weight? So if you're just trying to get stronger, which we are trying to get stronger here, but if you're doing more powerlifting, then yeah, definitely fewer reps, more weight. But the goal here is to build muscle, and you need time under tension for your muscles. So what you want to do is the optimal range is around 45 seconds for time under tension. So we're doing more reps to work the muscles longer, to build that muscle. Because like I was saying before, if you're doing that, 5 reps, 5 sets of 5, you could crank through 5 reps in 10 seconds. And you're really not giving your muscles time to grow. Now, if you did that same weight for 5 reps, and you did 7-second reps or something like that, then you'll be working your muscles still really hard. So it's not necessarily the amount of reps, but the time under tension. So if you're doing more reps, then you're going to get a higher time under tension. But you can also do fewer reps and just make them slower. So, working out harder than last time, one of the things you can do is do the same weight, but do your reps even slower, and you're going to work your muscles even harder. Oh, we got some people. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I've been working on this gym setup for a while. I've got all my dumbbells over here as well. So what we're doing here, if you're following along, is overhead presses, superset with lateral raises. So if you're new to working out, don't do both of these, just pick one. Pick either the overhead presses or the lateral raises. You don't need to be doing the superset if you're new. So doing 15 reps, once again, this first set with weight that, you could do another 3 to 5 reps or so. They're going to move up the weight and stay with that same weight over the next 3 sets. About almost almost another 30 seconds or so. I'm starting out with 60 pounds for the first set. Like I said, don't be ego lifting. I mean, it sounds like, oh, 60 pounds, that's weak, but I know what weight works for me to work my muscles, and do what works for you. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing in the gym. So we're gonna do this, then grab the dumbbells and do the lateral raises about 15 seconds after. All right, see if I'm any stronger here on the overhead presses and the bench. About 15 seconds here. And the trick with this too is not just cranking through the reps fast, but not super slow, but up slow, controlled down, and up fast. So you're really working your muscles and not just cranking through them as fast as you can to get it done, which can be tempting when it's hard, but it's not about getting through the reps, it's about working the muscle. So now some lateral raises, another 15. And the same thing with this. Try to bring it up and pause and slow on the way down. When you do that, it makes the next set of this even harder because you're working your muscles even extra. So now I'm going to add going up to 80 pounds on the next set. And I'm going to stay on this weight for the whole thing. You can see how much I'm looking over at my board because I don't remember what I did last time. So I got to look to make sure that I'm doing the right weights. Oh man.
Daddy,
What? Huh? Yes, that's fine. Shut the door when you go back in. So what we're doing here, we're staying with the same weight. And like I said before, if you're doing 5 sets of 5 with something and you got 5 every time, then you're probably not pushing hard enough on your first sets because you wouldn't be able to get that same weight if you're going all out. So this first round, the goal is to get 12 to 15 reps. In the next round, 11 to 15, then 10 to 15. So ideally, if you went as hard as you could and only hit 12 the next time, you probably couldn't hit 12 again. So it's 1 less rep each time. I have done up to 14 with this before, but as we've seen today, I'm a little more tired, so let's see what happens. Come on. Oh, man. That last one was tough. I don't know if it was going to get all the way up. 10 more seconds. Like I said, if you're new, don't worry about doing superset here. Just pick one or the other. using 15s for that. I know I can do 15 each time, so I could do more weight. What I'm trying to do with this is instead of getting more weight and just trying to swing them up, no, do not jump up there. No, go. Got a cat trying to jump on me on the computer again. But what I'm trying to do here is start doing the reps slower. Just do slower throughout. Do not jump up there. You go somewhere else. Go eat. Go eat something. So I'm going to stick with that weight and just keep doing it and try to just do slower reps or hold longer at the top. Like I said, those are ways you can make it more difficult. If you jump up on that computer during my next set, you're going out back. All right, about 30 seconds. He's thinking about it. No. All right. So this one, 11 to 15. I don't think I'm getting 15, but we're going to shoot for at least 11. Only 10. Okay. So maybe I can get 10 again the next time. Like I said, today I'm feeling more tired than usual. But I'm going to stick with that weight because I know I can do it. But if I only get 9 on the next one, then that's all good too. I'll just push harder next time. Get a side view here. Oh man. As you can see, it would be cool if I could lift 135 overhead or, hit these certain weights. But as you can see, you can build muscle. Like, that's not bad with using less weight, but just being controlled and making sense. Because I've hurt both of my shoulders working out. I've had lots of injuries. And a lot of times when I was doing a lot more weight than I needed to, the higher you get towards your max, if you're doing sets of 2 or 3 reps, the better your chance of injury. Whereas you can trick your muscles, drop the weight, do slower reps, do more reps. You make it just as hard, but it's not as hard on your joints, and you can work your muscles just as well, or maybe even better, because you can really focus on controlling it and feeling the tension in your muscles. Home workouts to reduce bloating or belly fat. There's nothing you can really do for bloating per se, but as far as belly fat, that's more of a kitchen thing. All that is eating fewer calories, because lifting weights makes you stronger. Doing cardio is going to help you lose more fat, but you have to be eating less calories than your body needs per day in order to lose fat. So there's not any particular exercise you do to lose fat. It's more so just doing exercise. All right, let's see what we can get here. This is going to be tough. I can already tell. Oh, let this one down slow. Oh. Since I know I wasn't going to get that 10th one, do that last rep really slow, just to work my muscles a little more towards the end there. All right, last set of lateral raises. If you're doing both, let's do from behind view. I like to bend over a little bit to make sure I'm getting outside and not using the front delts here, because we've already been working them plenty with the bench press and with the presses, overhead presses. It's getting hard here. All right, so last up, what we have is a circuit. We'll be doing 3 different exercises, 3 rounds, about a minute of rest in between each one. So the first one is for chest, second one is for your rear delts, and the last one's for your triceps here. So ideally, if you're in a gym, you have something like a pec deck or some kind of flies, doing that for your chest, because your chest works, pushing forward like this, but also the fibers are going across. So doing these type of movements is really going to work your chest. I can't do flies right now because I injured myself here and it hurts to support the weight like this. So I'm going to be doing dips, which isn't ideal because then when I do the tricep exercises, it makes the dips even harder. Whereas since you're using your chest like this and not using your triceps, it works well. So some kind of machine, either flies or a fly machine, do that for the first round. Then we're going to do bent laterals. You can use, if you got the pec deck machine, then you can get on it and do it opposite like this to work your rear delts, or you can do bent over lateral raises like this. That's what I do, but I do chest supported on here just because I've had lower back issues and I don't want to work my lower back any harder than I need to. So I support my chest on there. That also keeps me from swinging like this, which you want to use a light enough weight so you don't have to cheat like that. And then the last thing I'm doing is Skullcrushers with dumbbells. You could do it with a barbell, or if you got a cable machine, do cable pushdowns. Really just any kind of tricep exercise like that. That's what we're looking for. So pick your 3. We're going to be doing 3 rounds. The first one is 15 reps with the weight that you think you could do another. No, do not jump up there. The cat is back. With the weight, you can do another 3 to 5 reps afterwards. Get this out of the way. Set up my dip bar here. Get this out of the way. So you can do dips as well. If you can't do a full dip, you can get a dip machine where it helps support your weight, but I would suggest doing one of those exercises that cross over like that. Like I said, I would be doing flies, but like I'm saying all the time, don't ego lift. I was doing that, and I think I was doing like 70-pound pull-ups, and it didn't hurt, but the next day right here it started hurting, and for 6 months, I was down only being able to do curls with like 5 pounds for a month or 2, and I'm slowly working it back up. It doesn't hurt as much, but I don't want to make it worse while it's getting better. All right, so this first set, I'm adding 15 pounds, going for 15 reps. And when you're doing this for chest, if you lean forward more, it's going to work your chest more. If you're upright, you're going to do more of your triceps. So I'm going to be leaning forward because I want to target the chest more on this. Kind of like a decline bench. All right, it's about a minute of rest here. We're gonna move on to the shoulder, the bent laterals, or reverse pec deck, depending on what you're doing, what kind of equipment you have. Same thing, shoot for 15 reps. I'm gonna do this first set with 15 pounds. Yeah, there's not really a workout you do to reduce fat or bloating your stomach. It's just everyone's body puts fat in different places. Usually it goes to the stomach and a lot of people. And it's just getting up and doing. I mean, you can go walk every day for a few miles and that'll help with that. But if you don't eat less than your body needs for maintenance, I'll talk more about maintenance calories, cutting, all that kind of stuff. But if you're eating more than your body needs, even if you're working out, the belly fat won't go away. So here, we don't want to swing it. Want to be controlled like that, working the rear delts. Same things before, up, try to pause and let it down slower. I did one extra there. All right, about another minute of rest here. And then we're gonna do some skull crushers. So I'm gonna use my other bench for this. Slide this out of the way. Sorry for the loud noise. But I want to give you a view of what's going on. So I'll get this bench right about here. So you can see what we're doing. You know, going to failure on these things too is not necessarily where you can't do it anymore. I say failure or failure of good form, because if you're doing these laterals and you start going like this to get it up, then you're done, because it's bad form. You're not really doing anything anymore. So for these skull crushers, I'm using dumbbells. I'm starting with 25s. Get everything in view. There we go. Well, with this, like I've been saying, controlling the weight, faster on the way up, control it on the way down. So next up, do 2 more rounds. So we're gonna get up the weight this time. I'm gonna go for 35 pounds on the dips. And we're shooting for 12 to 15 reps. And this is all out to where you can't do anymore on both these next 2 rounds. So like we did before, we're gonna stick with the same weight. Through these next 2 rounds, we're gonna up the weight on this round and then do the same weight on the last round. So it's 12 to 15 reps to failure. Then on the last round, it's gonna be 10 to 15 reps. So if you only got 12, then ideally you get 10 on the last one at least. Oh, got this thing with 3 layers and all the cats lie on top of each other. See, this is where those Skullcrushers make this even harder because you're working your triceps a lot still on this, but yeah, it's all good. Let's see, what are we at on time right now? We on track? 52 minutes? Yeah, we'll be pretty close to an hour. Here we go. Only 11. Oh well. I tried. Feeling weaker today for sure. So next up, another set of the bent laterals. This set up for my next round. This time I'm going 20s. Depending on how this goes, I might up the weight on the last one. Actually, no, I think 25 because those 15s were pretty easy. So let's get to 25s. All right. Man, that wind is strong. That last one definitely didn't get up as high, but it's all good. Some more Skullcrushers. This time I'm gonna go 30s. But need to rest for a second. Man, sorry about the shakiness on my laptop, and the wind is just whipping right now. It's crazy. I would shut the garage, but then it'd be really dark in here. All right, here we go. After this, we got one more round of that. And that is what I mean by failure of good form. Because I might have been able to do a couple more, but I could feel myself instead of going like this, starting to come out like this, and basically all you're doing is making this easier than using your chest to get them up. So trying to keep those arms locked in and just using your triceps. My form was breaking down on that last one, so I was done. All right, I'm actually going to move up on weight on these last dips from 35 to 50, but I'm doing that because I want to do a drop set. So if you don't know what that is, I'm using two 25s. I'm going to do as many as I can with the 25s, then drop down, take one of the 25s off, do as many as I can again. When I fail, take the other 25 off and just do body weight. So it's called a drop set, if you're not familiar. I'll give it one more minute here. Don't be afraid to take more rest if you need it too. You don't have to stick to exactly a minute on these. I'm sure I've been over. But days, if you're feeling more pumped, I mean, some days you're going to feel drained, but you still want to push through it and work as hard as you can. But take the rest that you need so you can get the most out of each set. So we got the two 25s on there, 50 pounds. Do as many as I can, drop it. Do as many as I can, drop the last one. That'll be it for dips. Seven. Don't you jump up there. Won't be able to get that last one. 9. There's a way you can kind of go past failure of the previous weight. So there, I think that was 12, I'm not sure. But you know, we wanted 10 to 15, so only got 7 initially, but we're gonna push further and got 11 or 12 total reps. So it's still good, and it's just working a little harder. All right. So we got 2 more sets, one of bent laterals and one of the Skullcrushers. What else we got? How many cats? We got 3. Rufio's down there. He's the fattest one, and he's my cat. So go figure. Mine's the most out of shape. The black one is Binks. You can't see him right now. And there's a white and gray one, and he is, what's his name? Corbin. If you ever seen The Fifth Element, Corbin Dallas. All right. We named them all from movies. So let me know if you know what movies those names are from. Rufio, Binks, and Corbin. Here we go. Last set. Remember, it's a failure or failure of good form. And if you can, hold it at the top and let it down slow. Don't just drop it. So we can do that last one all the way up. So remember, there's definitely a lot of resting going on through it, but if you're working hard, you're gonna need it. It may not look difficult, but when you really push to failure on almost all your sets, it's gonna work you out. Yeah, Fifth Element, it's a good movie. All right, last set coming up. And the reason you can rest less between these sets, because you're working different things, your chest, then your shoulders, and your triceps. So the rest is more so just to get your heart rate down and get you ready. But I was thinking more rest on the dips just because using your triceps a lot on both those. Or if it was the flies, it'd be a different story. Rufio, do not jump up there. So let's get this last set, pushing to failure. Get one more. Oh, nope. That was definitely a failure because I couldn't get it up there. And that is it. That is the full push day. So we did chest. You want me to sit on you? Look out. Chest, shoulders, triceps. So chest, shoulders, triceps. And there's no, on the boards, all those are my different. So I got my push day, my pull day, and leg day at the end. That's how I keep track of everything. And I suggest if you're lifting, keep track of what you're doing, because the secret here to gaining muscle, there really is no secret except that you got to push harder. Each time you got to push harder than last time. Like you saw today, I was definitely feeling more fatigued. And so some of the lifts I wasn't even able to get the same amount that I did last time, but I still pushed as hard as I could to get the weight up. And who knows, maybe next time I'll blow through those numbers. But that's why I'm going to keep track of this here. Big thing is keep track of what you're doing, because that is the best way for you to see, okay, have something to shoot for the next time to push harder, either with more reps or more weight than last time. And then you'll see those gains. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Once again, I'm going to start doing this every week. If more people like it, maybe I'll do more than once a week. But the next one will be next week, either a pull or leg workout, depending on what day it falls on. I'll keep you updated on that. Let me know if there's anything in particular, questions you have, anything like that. I'll answer what you can if you're watching the replay. Thanks for going through this. Let me know what your numbers are again if you did it. And we got a cool video coming out next week. Looking forward to it. So stay tuned, and we'll see y'all soon.